Hey guys, welcome to a brand new YouTube channel. This is going to be Tolkis Plays. We're going to start out with some simple Pokemon content. One of the greatest franchises in the world, one that's been with me most of my life. Thought we might try to upload some Pokemon Emerald. And the reason why I'm not showing you the title screen is Pokemon Company and Nintendo can be really finicky about the things they allow on YouTube. So sometimes that'll get you copyright stricken. But this is going to be a Nuzlocke. We're going to be playing through Pokemon Emerald. We're going to go ahead and get started because some of the intro can take a while. Good old Professor Birch showing up to give us the rundown. So I'm assuming this is a pretty old game. Some of you have probably seen this before. While they're kind of talking us through some of this, we're going to go ahead and go over some of the rules of what a Nuzlocke is in case you happen not to know. So a Nuzlocke is a self-imposed way of playing the game that helps add a little bit of difficulty for those of us who have played it for a long time. One of the most important things about a Nuzlocke is that fainting is death. If a Pokemon faints, it is considered dead and it can never come back into your party again. You have to release it. It makes the game very difficult. It also causes you to get pretty personally involved with Pokemon, which is neat. After all these years, sometimes it's hard to bond with some when they're over 800 different kinds. They start to kind of blend together, but when they mean something to you, it gets a little bit neater. So along with that kind of theme, one of the other rules of a Nuzlocke is you have to nickname everything. So it becomes a little more personal journey for you. Another rule of a Nuzlocke is you can only capture the first thing that comes to you on a route or in an area. So if we walk out onto a route and we run into a Pokemon, we get one chance. If we happen to kill it, it's gone forever. I've always thought this was strange why our mom made us ride in the back of a truck. Just seems very inconsiderate to make them ride back there with all the boxes. This is Little Root Town. Generation 3 remains one of my favorite generations, just while we're looking at it. I think the art style is pretty neat. It's obviously a step up from some of the older graphics and something like Crystal and obviously Red and Blue. And for whatever reason, I'm just having a hard time getting into some of the 3DS stuff. Like Pokemon Sun and Moon looks great, but it's just not my, it's a little much sometimes. The first things we got to do is we're going to go ahead and set the clock. Because if I'm remembering correctly, it doesn't actually get to be nighttime in the game, but you want to set your clock anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and set it to the time that it is for me here. Anyway, back to the Nuzlocke rules. There are a couple of clauses that I'm going to throw in. So it's going to be about 10:17-ish. There we go. A couple of clauses. Species clause. If I run into something on Route 1, I catch it. I run into Route 2 and I run into the same thing. We're going to just skip it. I'm also going to add another clause onto that is sort of in the same line. Evolutionary lines are going to count. If I run into a Wurmple, for example, on Route 1, and then I run into a Cascoon or a Silcoon in the forest, I don't necessarily have to catch it because I like the diversity. It's not quite as difficult, but it is quite possible on these first several routes of Emerald to end up with like 6 Poochyens or 5 in your starter. And I just don't think that makes for very much fun because you're almost definitely going to get killed and that kind of ends the playthrough and it's not as much fun. Oh, we missed Dad being on TV. Oh well, we'll get to see him before too long. Alright, so this is the basic Pokemon intro stuff. We moved to a new town. The professor and their family lives next door. We're going to go over here, even though I know for a fact that the professor is going to be up on the route. We're going to go in here and talk to this lady, who's his wife. And then the daughter will be upstairs. She's not here right now. Here's her Pokemon. Oh, there she is. We're about to steal her Pokemon. She got all upset about it. Yep, we moved here today. You're May. Nice to meet you too. It's wonderful. Great. We're going to be friends. Talk a little quicker. I absolutely forgot to do this in the settings. I will fix it immediately. I'm sorry for those of you who are screaming in the comments right now. So we're going to go to the options. Nope, it already is some text speed fast. Well, that's a bit disheartening. I guess we'll just have to deal with it. So I've already changed the battle style to set. That's another thing I like to do with my Pokemon games. The free switch in, I think, just makes things a little bit too easy. So I like to add a little bit of extra difficulty. It's not a big deal. This is the Pokemon Lab. We'll be back here in a second. We all know that he's not in there. He's going to be right here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a quick save, just in case something goes wrong. If I have to restart, I don't have to do all this intro junk again. Oh, scary Pokemon. So the way that I'm going to do the Nuzlocke is even the starter is going to be random. I haven't looked yet, as you probably have noticed. I'm going to check my trainer card. The last number of my trainer ID, 1 through 3 is going to be water. 4 through 6 is going to be fire. 7 through 9 is going to be grass. And 0 is going to be dealer's choice. So what do we got? Trainer ID is 4, so we get to take fire. That is absolutely perfect. I love Torchic. It is my absolute favorite of this generation starters. Not that I have not had great playthroughs with Trico, and I have only played through with Mudkip once. I didn't get as attached yet. I had a wonderful Sceptile once when I played through. Basically, single-handedly won me the Elite Four on that playthrough. So, yeah, got a lot of love for Trico, but Blaziken, I think, is undoubtedly the best stat-wise and type-wise. Comes out to be one of the most useful. Though I will say that Swampert's later evolutions with water ground typing, even though you get a quad weakness to grass, to completely resist electricity is very helpful. And then in the generation with steel, obviously having the ground typing is a big help, but fire and fighting both handle steel too, so Blaziken will have us well, if we can just keep it alive. We didn't have a Pokemon, but you're going to give us one. They're going to give it to you. That's lovely. Give me a Torchic. Which I love this part of the game because it's always exciting and it's a lot of fun. We're going to go ahead, let's say you're a male Torchic. It's a flaming chicken. Let's see, we're going to go with, I think we're going to call you Aries. Yeah, I think that'll do just fine. And we'll let them do their little spiel here because we just want to get out. We just want to play. So we're just going to go through and go see May, and then we'll have a little quick battle with her like you always do with your rival. I think May is one of the stranger kinds of rivals because she clearly had a leg up on you and should be better than you, but she always just never seems to quite get there. Now, I will go ahead and say we're probably about to run into something. It is not going to count toward our encounter. I don't start counting encounters until we have Pokeballs to catch anything with. Excuse that. You probably saw that pop up on screen. I'll try to get it out in post. If you notice a weird cut there. Still a few hiccups. This is my first recording, so we're going to be learning together on a few of these things. Let's see, are you the lady? Yep, Pokemon Mart. Going to get me to come with you. You're going to give me something free, maybe? Now, she mentions that they sell Pokeballs, but you actually can't get them yet, which is why we're not going to take that Poochyena as our capture for that route. We're just going to go on up here. Now, I will say, too, just for the ease of my mind, I'm not going to count the rival battle towards, like, Nuzlocke rules. She shouldn't be able to kill me, but, you know, you get an unlucky crit or something, and I just have to restart recording, basically, because I wasn't going to upload an 8 or 9 minute video of watching me fail and then have to start all over again. So, if I do happen to lose here, we're just going to keep rolling with it and start the rules after that. But I'm pretty sure 9 chances out of 10 I'm going to be able to take this Mudkip. But, you know, one crit, like just like that, if that happened to me, could easily get wrecked. There we go. It's going to knock it out. So, I do like all the designs of the starters. I think Mudkip looks cool. I think Torchic looks cool. Trico looks cool. I think the middle evolution is always the weirdest one. I think Trico probably has the best middle evolution, and I think Sceptile is actually one of the weaker final evolutions. Swampert's a little bit strange, but it fits in with what it's supposed to be. It's kind of like a Swamp Thing callback. We're just going to see. Nope, no run-ins there. And I think Blaziken looks really neat. The face mask sort of thing that it has Looks great. Yeah, you can wait there for a second. I'm just going to pop in here and get a little bit of health. I'm really glad in later games that they have started to combine the Pokemon Center and the Pokemart. I think that was a smart thing that really has helped the game quite a bit. Yeah, we're going to run back home now. And this is actually going to be where we pick up our Pokeballs. And then we're going to be able to find out what the next member of our team is. If I'm not mistaken, on this route here, you can capture... We obviously have already seen a Poochyena. I'm pretty sure you can run into a Wurmple and a Zigzagoon. So it's going to be one of those three almost certainly. Really kind of hope that it's not a Wurmple. But if we do get a Wurmple, I hope it becomes a Dustox. Having something with confusion makes the second gym in this game a lot easier. If it sounds like I know this game pretty well, it's because I do. When I was a child and this first came out, I played Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Emerald the most. I played these games for dozens and dozens of hours. It's been a few years since I've done a full playthrough, so this is going to be neat for us. To kind of re-explore everything together. So I know where a lot of the stuff is early game especially. Oh, this is one of the best parts of any new Pokemon game. I love the running shoes, the ability to go just that little bit faster. So, looking at the time, it looks like we've been recording for about 11 and a half minutes or so. I'm going to try to make this around a 20 to 25 minute video, maybe a little bit longer. We're going to try to get over to not the town we just came from, but the next one over. Run, Forrest. Okay. Alright, so now we're about to meet the next member of our team. What's it going to be? Yeah, alright. Show us the magic. Be doggoned. I had to say something. It's going to be a Wurmple. That's fine. Welcome to the team, Wurmple. Please don't crit and kill it, Aries. I know you are a warrior, but that's... Whew, okay. Crit definitely would have killed it, so... Pokeball. Now, one thing I do like to do is I immediately... Nuzlocks are just a different mindset you have to get into. You have to, like, be aware of leveling. So I'm going to have to get this Wurmple up pretty quick to a decent level. Because this route is dead to me now. Let's see, what's a good name for a Wurmple? And if you guys have any other names that you'd like to see for future captures, go ahead and drop a comment down below. I will be considering user comments for future Pokemon nicknames. Let's see, we're going to go with something simple. I think you look like a Jeff. You seem like a Jeff to me. Come on, Jeff. Alright, so we're going to pop in here and heal this thing, and then I'm going to come back and grind just a little bit. See if we can't maybe get it up to like level 5. Now the scary thing is, like in a Nuzlocke, it kind of goes along with some of the stuff I've said before. Having battle mode set on set, you don't get that free switch in trainer battles. So doing training like this, oh well, it probably would help if I put the right Pokemon up in front, wouldn't it? The game was very kind not to give me. I think running in this game gives you a higher chance for encounters. This is probably what I would have rather had, but I will say that Poochyena in this game is less good, just because dark moves are all special, I think, and this is before the special physical split. So even though Poochyena's physical attack, Jeff, get your junk together, man. Even though his physical attack is higher than his special attack, all of his moves are special that are dark typing. So all his stab moves don't benefit from his... Oh, come on. Don't hit another crit. This is a risky play. Yeah, not... Yeah, we're going for it. Don't be a... That's why you don't go for it. Okay, we're killing this thing. Because it killed Jeff. Dang it. We made it. Oh, I got greedy. I knew it was a speed tie. That's absolutely appalling. You don't know how tempted I am to just cancel the recording. just to cancel it all. Dadgummit. Okay. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be honest about it. That was a stupid mistake I just made. Look at me, guys. I'm so ashamed. I'm so sorry. I would love to say that's not the caliber of play you're about to see here, but we all know that it is. We're just gonna drop poor Jeff off in the box. Jeff, I'm so sorry. Wait, did I put withdraw or did I put withdraw? Move ought to be the only option. Let's just be honest. Jeff, we really, really hardly knew thee. Goodbye. Oh my God, Jeff came back. Jeff, are you that attached to me? I didn't plan for this. I'm going to try to release it once more. And if it stays, I'm just going to stick it in the box in the computer. Holy cow, Jeff. How does this worm pull this attached to me? All right, you're going to box 14, I guess, Jeff. Never to be heard from again. Guys, in the comment section down below, just if you happen to have fallen for Jeff in the brief time we knew him, and you want to see him make a comeback and you want to bend the rules this one time just for his perseverance, you let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to leave him in the box, obviously. I do like to run with a few Pokeballs. Just on the... I didn't even want to talk about it because I know I'm about to jinx myself. But on the next route, you can run into a wonderful Pokemon. Oh, this is a very important thing for running a Nuzlocke. You want a couple of these all the time. Probably some of these too. Yeah. Poison can be the end of a Nuzlocke. Yeah, so there is a route right here. So we're going to pop up here and we're going to try to catch a replacement for Jeff. I'm so ashamed of that. I knew better. I knew to play it safe. Zigzagoon. Do the decency to at least have the ability pickup. For those of you who may not know, Zigzagoon can have an ability called pickup that will allow it to just sort of gather and pick up items as you go along your journey, as long as it's in your party. So that's a good way to get some free stuff, especially early. Yeah, you don't get more than one Pokemon. Oh, dadgummit! Zigzagoon! The will to be free. I will break you and make you mine. Get in the Pokeball. Do it. Do it. Shake, shake, shake. Captured. Alright. You are a female Zigzagoon. I will say this, and I don't necessarily like Zigzagoon or Linoone that it evolves into, but I do actually think that early game it is a better Pokemon than Poochyena, just for what I was talking about before. The special physical split really hurts Poochyena. All of Zigzagoon's early moves are stab. Let's see. You look like a Beatrice. So we're closing in on the 20-minute mark. I think we're going to go ahead, and I'm not going to do what I did before. I'm not going to grind up and get Beatrice killed. I'm so sorry, Jeff. I'm so ashamed. Like, and that's a great example. I hate to be the butt of the joke here, but in a Nuzlocke, you cannot take chances like that. That was a stupid move. But it's good that I got it out of the way. Now it's seared into my memory with the image of Jeff dying on the battlefield. And then refusing to even leave my side. I don't want to use that water. This is a trainer battle. I am going to try to get Beatrice a little bit of experience here. This route, man, this route troubles me because I know the things you can find here. You can find Zigzagoon, Poochyena, Lotad, and there is a very, very rare chance you can find Ralts as well. See, that's a stab tackle. I don't like that the Poochyena is raising its attack. Oh, this might end poorly for you, Beatrice. This might end very poorly for you. Yeah, pretty poorly. Alright, so I think we're going to have to call in the big guns to come handle this. The Ralts would be a huge thing. It is not going to happen. It is so unlikely that it could happen that it's not even worth talking about. It's like, I think, a 5% encounter rate. But it is a pretty great Pokemon. Love having a Psychic type. But, you know, it is what it is. You can't make it happen. I'm not going to cheat the rules. That's why poor Jeff had to be attempted to be released anyway. Jeff just would not leave. For whatever reason, that little worm's got some separation anxiety. Just was not going to leave my side after just moments of being in my care. Does not speak well of my trainer abilities that I got it killed in its first battle. Not the best thing I've ever done. Alright, so I'm going to wait till we get to this second patch of grass, I guess, to get an encounter. What is it? Okay, well, we were almost definitely going to end up at least encountering one of these, so Beatrice, don't kill it. If I can just get it to yellow, I'm going to just hawk a ball at it. I think even there, crit wouldn't kill it, so yeah. Alright. Now, from there, a crit would kill Beatrice, and I did learn from my mistakes, so we're going to get her out of there. I think this was still at a time, too, when crits just did a simple double damage. So yeah, obviously a crit's not going to kill Ares anywhere close, so I'm sure this Pokeball is going to catch. Probably could have left Beatrice in, but oh, maybe not, see? The legacy of Jeff is already starting to rear its head. This Poochyena busted out immediately under half health at level 3. It's putting up a fight. This is ridiculous. Now, the sad thing I will say is I've already noticed that this Poochyena does not have the ability that you want it to have, which is Intimidate. I don't know how likely that is. I'm not sure on the stats on it, but it is the best one that it can get. I'm pretty sure it means that this one's going to have a Runaway, which is handy, I'd say, with a heavy question mark at the end of it. Alright, so you're a male Poochyena. We're shaping up to have a lot of men on the team. Poor Beatrice getting outnumbered immediately. You are a dark puppy. I'm going to call you Chuck. I don't know why. I like you, Chuck. You put up a real fight. You wasted a bunch of my Pokeballs. I'm not in love with that, but you put up a fight. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let you know Chuck's on the team. I'm going to do my best not to get Chuck killed. No guarantees. Like I said, Chuck doesn't even get a really good move until like level 13, I think is where it learns Bite, which does vastly improve its ability to function on the battlefield. But it does suffer from that whole special physical split problem, so not as good as it would be in later generations. Well, we're closing in at 23 minutes. We'll go ahead and try to get a couple more trainer battles in here. We've already almost got Beatrice up a level, so we're going to fight this bug dude. I love that they make the trainers pretty identifiable, so you kind of know what you're getting into most of the time. This guy's almost definitely going to have a Wurmple, yeah. And then he might have a Cascoon or a Silcoon, or maybe it's just another Wurmple. Who knows? I did think it was a little strange in this game, you know, the originals, you got Caterpie and Weedle. And then they obviously had their own evolutionary paths. Wurmple has a branching evolutionary path, and I've really hurt myself now the more and more I think about it with Jeff. Because of the evolutionary line clause, it's a double-edged sword, because it keeps me from having to waste party slots on like catching a Cascoon or a Silcoon when I already have a Wurmple. But it also stops me from doing so, so now I've completely cut myself off from Cascoon, Silcoon, Beautifly, and Dustox. And Dustox would have been a really big help in the fighting gym. We're going to really have to hope that we catch a Taillow coming up on the routes ahead. There are a few chances to do it. That was not the best thing that could have happened. We also, above this town we just came out of, did have a chance in the route where we caught Beatrice to capture. That was not your best move, Beatrice. To capture a Wingull, which would have been fine as well. Having some water on the team would be a big help. And obviously it gets I think it gets Gust or Wing Attack fairly early on, which is a big help. Especially, the Fighting Gym. The Fighting Gym can be very scary. One of the scariest Pokemon in this game to me is Meditite and Medicham. The typing obviously makes it difficult to deal with. Psychic fighting. We're a ways off from running any of them, so I'm not going to get too into it. You will hear about it later, but they booger me. And I'm gonna maybe try to remember to put a link in the description. There's a YouTuber that I really enjoy his content. His name's John Curlin, the Super Carlin Brothers. Great content creators, and on their gaming channel they've got, Chuck, you get in there and get some levels. They've got some Let's Plays where, you can, oh, come on, Ralts, you were the second encounter here. We got a Poochie in, oh my god. So ashamed. Oh, I would really have rather just to have not seen one in the wild. Of course, the game is going to rub it in our face here in a little bit, but that's just, I don't think it even knows an attack right now. I don't think it gets confusion until later, and even if it already has it, him being a dark type, Chuck is perfectly safe from that. That is one thing that Chuck will be very useful for in case we do run into Psychics. Psychics have always been kind of powerful in Pokemon, and the addition of the dark typing was very, very welcome. In the first games, Red and Green originally in Japan, Red, Blue, and then eventually Yellow in the US. So I think we're doing like 1 damage, maybe 2 at the most. Then in the US, you got these, in the original Gen 1 games, you could body the whole game just immensely easily if you could just catch an Abra just outside of Cerulean Town. From that point onward, the game held no obstacle to you. A Kadabra, once you could get it evolved, and then if you could trade and get it to an Alakazam, absolutely. I did not think you were a trainer. I am not prepared. I didn't heal Beatrice. Hope Aries is ready to pick up the load, because I'm sure Chuck is not going to be able to handle this. Yeah, Alakazam and even just a Kadabra could just body slam the whole game. Yeah, look how little damage. Even with, I know it's a couple of growls, but Zigzagoon is actually pretty tanky, and can be a real asset to the team if I just don't get Beatrice killed. I feel like the specter of Jeff is just going to be hanging over the Let's Play. His spirit will be going with us wherever we go. He will never get to fly among the clouds as a Dustox or a Beautifly. I don't know if I finished that thought, but in this game, the Wurmple actually had a branching evolutionary path. Do not kill Chuck. Chuck, I would love to give you the kill, but I have learned from Jeff. Ignore. Jeff had a branching evolutionary path where he could have either become Silcoon or Cascoon and then became either Dustox or Beautifly based on that. We won't get to see that now, that's my bad. But it's actually nothing you can see in the game. This is something I do want for sure now. It's based off, I think, as like a secret trainer ID or like a personality ID that's generated randomly for the Pokemon. There's no way to check it in the game. I think with some cheating devices you can, but it's not something easily accessible. And it's just a random thing, whether you get one or the other. I will say in my experience, I've gotten more Dustox than Beautifly, but again, it's just random chance. Now, there is one more trainer between here and the next city for sure, and that's where we're going to call it quits for the day. I'm going to pick up a few berries. Those are 10 HP apiece, and these are 2 antidotes basically. Always very helpful. 2 half potions and 2 antidotes. I think this girl turns. Oh yeah, we got by her though. Do not be another Ralts. Oh my god. I knew it was going to be another Ralts. The real Ralts really wants to be on the team, and unfortunately just Yeah, it's run away. I didn't even look, but I knew it would be if it wasn't intimidating. Ralts really wants to be on the team, but just Chuck has already took the place. So we're just going to heal up here, and then we're going to call it quits. I'd like to thank everybody who watched the video today. Like I said at the beginning, if you have any feedback, this is my first video. If the audio quality is not good, if there's something new that needs to be done with the video, I will absolutely fix it to where you don't have to deal with those random notifications that pop up in the future. This is just the streaming and recording setup I have right now. We're going to pop a save here, and we're in Petalburg City. We'll take off again. I'm going to try to upload a couple episodes of this a week. Do let me know what you thought. God bless you all, and you have a wonderful day until we see each other again. Bye-bye.